Welcome to industrial timber, where homemade engineering, raw wood power, hydraulic force, sharp steel, and practical machine design come together in the toughest firewood operations. Right away, this homemade splitter shows exactly what performance-focused design looks like. It is not just built to split a few logs in the backyard. This machine is designed to squeeze every bit of productivity out of the setup. With the ability to handle around 300 meters of oak, it is clearly made for serious firewood work. The added features make splitting and stacking much easier, while the support posts help manage longer logs and keep the cuts more precise. That means less wasted movement, cleaner handling, and a major boost in output. Then we move to a DIY splitter using a box cutter style blade powered by hydraulics. It may look simple at first, but the control system makes it practical. A lever manages the back and forth motion, giving the operator full control over speed, pressure, and stopping points. That kind of control matters when working with different log sizes. You can keep a steady pace, stop quickly when needed, and adjust the rhythm without fighting the machine. Simple, flexible, and efficient. Next comes a DIY machine running on a Kubota 512 diesel. Only 4 cylinders, but it fires up clean and runs smooth. That is the kind of engine choice that makes sense for a serious homemade build. And this winter, the creator plans to add a direct feed deck, safety stop, and output conveyor. That is a solid move toward a more complete, self-sufficient woodworking system. Once those upgrades are added, this machine starts moving from backyard invention toward real production equipment. If this kind of homemade engineering impresses you, drop a 1-inch in the comments and let us know which build surprised you the most. Your support helps industrial timber bring more powerful machines, smart designs, and real firewood processing action to the channel. Then comes a bark removal setup that saves a massive amount of time. Instead of wasting hours peeling bark by hand, you simply load it up, hit the switch, and let the machine do the work. It is efficient, practical, and oddly satisfying to watch. Then we get a strange moment. Somehow, 2 chainsaws end up stuck in one tiny tree. That is almost impressive in the wrong way. It proves again that even small timber can create problems if the cut, pressure, and direction are not handled properly. Next, this DIY mini circular saw proves that small tools can still do serious work. It may look simple, But for home projects, it is a real game changer. With either a belt-driven setup or a direct motor system, it has enough toughness and efficiency to handle practical cutting jobs. The belt grip prevents slipping, the frame keeps the cut stable, and the whole design proves that compact machines can still deliver big results. Then the two-way splitter enters the scene, and efficiency is the main story. It wastes almost no energy because both directions of travel are useful. Every detail seems tuned to keep the work moving. Now, with a side table mounted on the sled, the whole setup becomes even better. Less lifting, smoother handling, faster resets. That is the kind of small upgrade that changes the whole workflow.
Total game changer.
Then everyone starts talking about the V8 powered chainsaw, and for good reason. Cutting through wood in 0.28 seconds is ridiculous. That is not normal chainsaw work. That is raw mechanical violence packed into a handheld machine. But let's be honest, only professionals should be anywhere near a beast like this. Power like that does not forgive weak control. Then comes a homemade woodcutter built with Polish ingenuity. A car wheel, a strong motor, and a practical design come together into something that actually works. It is built to last, runs efficiently, and shows exactly why homemade machines can be so interesting. They may not look polished, but when the engineering is right, they get the job done. Next, the John Deere 27D steps in with a nitrogen-powered hydraulic attachment, and suddenly woodcutting becomes a whole different operation. Instead of fighting every piece by hand, the attachment takes over the heavy work. It reduces labor, speeds up the job, and makes tough timber handling look much easier than it really is. Then comes a useful reminder. It is not only trees that can cause trouble. Your gear can mess with you too. A bad setup, loose part, wrong angle, or careless movement can create danger instantly. In timber work, staying sharp matters every second. A smart trick appears next, using rubber tires to hold wood steady during chopping. It is simple, but it works. No more logs rolling around, no chasing pieces across the yard, and no wasted strikes. The tires hold the wood in place so the operator can chop faster, safer, and with better control. Sometimes the best solution is not complicated. It is just smart. Then we see another custom splitter that feels rugged but refined. This is not just about splitting logs. It is about building a solution with personal skill and purpose. Homemade machines like this carry a different kind of value because you can see the thinking behind every part. It is practical, strong, and built with heart. The AMR SAT 4 to 700 takes things into high-speed production. It can make up to 72 cuts per minute, with adjustable lengths from 10 to 20 inches. It handles logs up to 6 inches thick, or up to 9 inches if they are split first. And because it runs electric, there is no noisy gas engine fighting the operator all day. Add the 16-foot conveyor, and the whole system becomes fast, precise, and seriously powerful. Then comes a close call. That was way too close for comfort. Machines like these can look controlled until one small mistake shows how much force is involved. Next, a sawdust machine turns raw wood into clean, uniform material without hesitation. Watching it work is strangely mesmerizing. It shows how far processing technology has come, even for something as simple as sawdust. What used to be waste can now be produced, collected, and reused with real precision. Then we meet a 20-ton vertical hydraulic splitter, total powerhouse. But the real key is the angled piston pump, giving the machine both speed and precision in one package. That is what separates a rough splitter from a well-designed one. It is not only about force, it is about how smoothly that force is delivered. Then comes the giant screw splitter. Each rotation pulls the log apart like peeling an orange. It is simple, clever, and brutally effective. Screw splitters have a certain mechanical honesty to them. No unnecessary complexity, just rotation, pressure, and wood giving way. Another cutting setup shows how hard manual control can be. The operator has a saw head, but clearly needs another handle to keep it steady. Cutting wood this way is brutal. The blades need to be razor sharp, strong enough for heavy force, and stable enough to stay controlled through the cut. Without that, the work becomes exhausting fast. Then we see a woodcutter that looks flashy at first. Bright, colorful, maybe even more show than function. But once it starts cutting, the machine proves itself. The cuts are smooth, the movement is clean, and the performance is real. Style is fine, but power and precision are what matter. The Uniforce Titan 53/40 Premium comes in on another level. This is the kind of tool seasoned loggers dream about. Big logs disappear in seconds. With 40 tons of splitting force, multiple operating modes, and smooth boom speed, it delivers fast, reliable, professional-grade production. Machines like this are built for people who process serious amounts of timber and cannot afford slow cycles. Then comes another splitter with a short stroke safety feature. That is smart design. It keeps the process controlled, reduces risk, and still keeps the work fast. Safety and speed do not have to fight each other when the engineering is done properly. After that, we see a simple design with crazy power, minimal parts, and maximum efficiency. Honestly, this is the kind of splitter that makes you question overcomplicated machines. If the frame is strong, the force is clean, and the workflow makes sense, sometimes simple really is best. Finally, the Sepak Bansak combines sawing and splitting in one machine. That is a total game changer for high-volume firewood work. It cuts, splits, and processes huge loads quickly, turning raw timber into usable firewood with far less manual effort. But do not underestimate it. A machine this efficient is also dangerous. One wrong move, one careless hand position, or one bad decision, and it will remind you instantly how much force it carries. That is industrial timber. Homemade splitters, hydraulic power, diesel builds, electric saw systems, screw splitters, firewood processors, smart safety upgrades, and raw mechanical creativity built for real wood processing. Subscribe now for more heavy-duty timber machines, powerful DIY engineering, extreme firewood setups, and equipment that turns hard labor into controlled production.